Okay, welcome everyone on this very, very holy day of Hoshana Rabbah. And to my Talmidim, I refer you to the shir that I gave, Hoshana Rabbah Gems. Make sure to check that out. Also the shir for the Shabbos table, Bereshis 5785. We learn on this day where Hashem sends the verdicts, that our verdict should only be good and wonderful for gesund, no scares, menuchas hanefesh, and everything zis, everything sweet. I want to remind my Olam to make a Erev Tafshilin, and don't forget to remind the women that Shmini Atzeres is a regal b'fnei atzmai. There's two brachas tonight, Lahadlik Ner Shel Yom Tov Shechianu. Remember to insert in your Shemona Esrei tonight, there's Yom HaShmini Chag V'Atzeres Hazeh, and we are dedicated by the Fisher family, the Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbat, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruven. We're also dedicated to the Nishmas David ben Chaim, Al Yomis Mechai Sarah, for the Schus of Avram ben Yom Benish B'Malk Yehudis, by Yod Klugman and family, for their Panos Gzunt and Nachas, and Meir ben Chai Sarah, who should have a Refuah Shalema. We're holding in the 8th parak. We're a little bit ahead now as we're learning Mishna Gimel and Mishna Daled in the 8th parak of Bava Metzia. Hashoyles Hapara. So let's say that Ruvain borrows from me a cow, and Vishulchaloi biyad benai, and I send it to him in the hands of his son, biyad avdai, in the hands of his servant, biyad shluchai, in the hands of his messenger, oy biyad benai, or in the if I lend it and I send it with my son, or biyad avdai, with my servant, biyad shluchai, with my agent, or biyad benai, or it was in the hands of the borrower's son, biyad avdai, the hands of the borrower's servant, biyad shluchai shel shayil, or the agent of the borrower. But in this case, I decided to do it. The borrower didn't tell me to send it with his son, with his servant, or with his agent, v'meisa, and it died, butter, because it's not yet considered the responsibility of the borrower. But amolei hashayim, however, if the borrower tells me, Shalkali biyad b'ni, send it to me with my son, biyad avdi, with my servant, biyad shluchi, with my agent, or biyad bincha, or with your son, biyad avdecha, with your servant, biyad shluchacha, or I tell him, hareini mishalcha lecha biyad b'ni, I'm going to send it with my son, biyad avdi, with my servant, biyad shluchi, with my agent, or biyad bincha, or with your son, biyad avdecha, with your servant, biyad shluchacha, with your agent. V'amalei hashoyel, and the borrower says to me, shalach, send it. So he accepts already it in his responsibility. V'shilcha, and I send it, v'meisa, and it dies, then chayiv. Then the borrower is chayiv. V'chein b'shoshim achzira. The reverse is on the return. And that is in the event that the borrower returns it with somebody that he picked, he's still responsible. However, if I tell him, send it back with my son, with my agent, so then I'm already accepting it into my domain, and then the borrower wouldn't be responsible. Now, hamaklif para b'chamar. Let's say I barter with Ruvain, and I am giving him a cow for a donkey. Now, I take possession of the donkey, so that means that Ruvain, when I took the possession of the donkey, right away acquires the cow. V'yolda, but in the interim, the cow gave birth. Now, the question is, did the cow give birth when it was still by me, then the child is mine? Or did the cow give birth already once I took possession of the donkey, and then the baby belongs to Ruvain? Or let's say I sell Ruvain a maidservant, and he gives me money. It gave birth, but I say it gave birth before I took the money. V'zeh mishalakakli. And Reuven said, no, it gave birth after I already bought it. So yachloiku, we divide it, we split it. Now, I have two servants, echad gadol v'echad katan, one big and one small. V'chein shtei sodes, two fields, achas gedol v'achas katana. I made a deal with Reuven. It's not clear, however, if he got the big one, the small one. Reuven says, gadol lakachti, I bought the big one. I, the sellers, say, Eini yodea. I don't know. I don't know whether it was the big one or the small one. So in this case, I would have to swear that I sold him the small one. And since I can't, because I said I don't know, so then Zocha Bagadol, the Reuven gets the big one. What about the other way around? I insist I only sold you the small one, small slave, the small field. And Reuven says, I don't know. So in this case, since Reuven doesn't even have a claim, he doesn't say bari, he only gets the small one. If I insist I sold him the small one, he insists that I sold him the big one. So here in this case, since he's making a claim of a bari, I have to swear, but I can't swear because I say I know I sold him the small one. So Yeshava Amoicher Shakatan Mocher, I swear that I sold him the small one, because the din is Nishban Vein and Mishalman. You swear and you don't pay. Zaimer Eni Yodea, if I say I don't know, Zaimer Eni Yodea, and he says I don't know, then Yachloiku, then we split it. Okay, we want to thank you very much for joining us. Wish you a wonderful Shmini Atzeres and a wonderful Simchas Torah and a wonderful Shabbos Bereshis.